new things. Many of them are simply fulfillment from the old covenant. So the priest is in Israel was called Kohen. Kohen. A word whose etymology means he who is standing. He who is standing. This is one who stands before God and serves Him. Okay? You stand before God and you serve Him. Priests, in the strict sense of the word, only appear after God made the covenant with Moses. Prior to then, the priesthood was not formally organized. It was exercised in the same fashion as obtained among other ancient peoples. In the case of nomadic people, the chief of the clan or tribe acted as its priest as well, offering sacrifice and leading prayers. This explains, for example, why we find Abraham and Jacob offering sacrifice. They were not strictly priests, but they were elders of the clan or the tribe. And of course, they dedicated altars which they would sacrifice. Moses, on God's instruction, these are not things Moses concocted. He was instructed. And so if we believe that God gave us the Ten Commandments through Moses, we must believe all these other instructions about how to celebrate covenant love with God. So Moses, on God's instruction, entrusted cultic duties to the members of only one tribe, that of Levi or Levi. Now again, I think we talked about cultic worship. The word cult simply means worship. So we can say in the church, the cult of Mary, meaning the worship of Mary. Talking about Marian days. And when you say worship of Mary, people say, oh, we don't worship a human being. Okay? But we can truly have the worship of the saints, which is called veneration, and the worship of God, which is called adoration. So worship simply means something to do with liturgy. Okay, the liturgy of the saints, the liturgy of whatever. So that's what we mean by cultic duties. Okay? So you can go and read all those texts from Scripture cited. The high priesthood passed on. So priesthood only come from the tribe of Levi, okay? Levi, the children of Levi. And know that when they were dividing traditional responsibilities in Israel, the tribe of Levi did not receive land. Their function was worship. So that's what they dedicated themselves to, the work of the temple in the tribe of Levi. So other tribes who had land, because again in the ancient culture, Hebrew tradition, land is very important. So there is an entire theology of the land. That's why Jesus Christ says in the Sermon on the Mount, blessed are they clean of heart, for they will inherit the land. So what is land? Ultimately it is the heavenly kingdom. Okay? So if you don't have land of your own, you are a slave. You are subject to abuse and all those things. So the other tribes received land, but the sons of Levi, the Levite tribe, didn't. And so the other tribes were obligated to support the Levites. So up to this day, that's why you support priests. Okay? So give me money. So that was they don't have land, so they dedicate their work lives to service and the other tribes support them. That's why they had temple tax and things like that to sustain the Levites. Okay. Then The high priesthood passed on from the eldest son to eldest son, and the other descendants of Aaron were simply priests. So the other members of the tribe of Levi assisted the priests in ancillary or auxiliary cultic functions, e.g., cleaning the tabernacle, acting as watchmen, orderliness, helpers, sacrificing, etc. Because everybody couldn't be a priest. Even if you come from the Levite tribe, then you can also help in these other areas. So in addition to being descendants of Aaron, it was a requirement that priests be free from physical mutilation or defects. No tattoos, no whatever. Okay? Even you couldn't be lame and become a priest. Physically, the priest had to be perfect. Okay? For reasons that will also appear later, but not defects. They had to observe ritual purity in religious ceremonies and lead an unblemished and irreproachable life because of the nature of their work. Okay? The book of Leviticus chapter 21 and 22. So, when engaging in religious worship, they had also to wear special, very ornate vestments. Although the functions of priests underwent changes in the course of the centuries, their role always had to do with offering sacrifice. That is the work of a priest, to offer sacrifice, engaging in temple ritual, instructing the people in the law, and interpreting and applying its prescriptions. So you see, when Jesus institutes the new priesthood, what does he tell the disciples, the 11? That's why the Old Covenant is very, very important. We go to Matthew 28. Okay, so just look at this again. Okay? So their role was to offer sacrifice. That's number one. What's the purpose of offering sacrifice? To reconcile with God, to take away sin, to be holy, to sanctify. So offering sacrifice, engaging in temple ritual, instructing the people in the law, to teach. The function of a priest is to teach. Okay? And to interpret and apply its prescriptions, to interpret the word of God right. So Jesus tells the apostles in Matthew 28, beginning with verse 16, the 11 disciples went to Galilee, the mountain which Jesus had ordered them. When they saw him, they worshipped, but they doubted. Then Jesus approached and said to them, all power in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all I have commanded you. Baptism refers to sanctification. Go sanctify, go teach, go interpret. Teach them to observe all I have commanded you. Those are the functions of the priest or the priesthood. That is our main work as priests. Okay. Many other things we do, other people can do. But this apply to what is strictly priestly. Okay. So their main source of support was the portion of the sacrifices allotted to them. The money they had to be given by way of tithes in accordance with various precepts of the law and donations from the faithful. Okay, so always these are things even up to today, they have bred, greed among priests. I remember there was a priest who used to tell people, it was a parish, and they had, a huge chunk of land where you can grow things and whatever. But this priest would tell people, I have to eat, eggs every day. I have to do this, so you have to donate these things to me. That's an abuse. The people you're asking to bring eggs don't even eat eggs. I have to do this. I have to eat this. Who are you? So this kind of thing can breed basically greed. Okay, so that's why one has to be very careful to not to take advantage of the faithful, because they have to support him. So we shouldn't take advantage of that. But that's how God arranged it. That's how it was, that they didn't have land, so the other tribes had to take care of their welfare. Okay.
It's like the priests of Tibet, that they go out with their bowl and ask for food. Is that like more or less what we do?
No, the priests, those Tibet, from Tibet, those are monks, and it's a different way. That's very different. Yes. Okay. But then look at the priest had to be perfect. Basically, the reason was, what will come later on? The priest who is going to be the lamb without blemish. And that priest is Jesus Christ. So that's why they type the image of that, the priesthood. There has to be perfection physically, and you have to lead a good moral life. You have to be an example. So again, we're told in the book of Acts, Jesus Christ went about doing good for everyone, to everyone. That's what he did. So because that's the essence of the priesthood. Okay? So now we look at, of course, the essential nature. We're going to look at the priesthood more when we get to the rite of Mass. Okay? Because it goes hand in hand with the priesthood, the understanding of the priesthood. So the essential nature of sacrifice. So here we inquire into what constitutes the essential nature of sacrifice. So when you offer sacrifice, what is the essence of the sacrifice? What do we actually do that makes this thing a sacrifice? That's what we're asking. So we say with St. Augustine that a sacrifice essentially is a visible sign of interior homage to God. That is very important to understand about sacrifice. Interior and external sign which shows our interior homage, reverence to God. It's not just something we do externally without any interior bearing. It comes from the heart. Okay. But we must go into greater detail and ask what the formal element of sacrifice, that is, the action which makes the ritual truly a sacrifice is. What is it? So although the sacred writings do not specifically discuss the precise nature of sacrifice, they do provide elements from which we can construct an answer. Most importantly, they tell us that mere external sacrifice without interior devotion is not pleasing to God. The priests continue to say that over and over and over again. You go and they sell the poor for a pair of sandals. You have the poor, people you have enslaved. You see someone walking by with sandals. Oh, I need those sandals. Okay, how much? You take this particular slave, give me my sandals. You sell the poor for a pair of sandals. And then you come before me and offer sacrifice. You commit all these injustices and think that you're going to treat me with a $20 bill and I will be happy. I don't eat bulls. I don't eat dollars. I don't need your money. I created everything. What I need from you is a proper interior disposition. when you come before me. So the prophets basically go in detail, especially the book of Amos. When you read the book of Amos, you read it, it's not a big book. It's one of the minor prophets. Minor meaning not important, it means simply the volume of writings. So when you read the book of Amos, you may think that he wrote yesterday about us, what we are doing now. So humans advance culturally, technologically, and whatever, but the human heart doesn't advance. It's so sad. When you read Amos, this is like what, 3,000 years ago, almost 3,000 years ago. It's like what we do now. So, in other words, external worship is pleasing to God only when it is a sincere expression of our interior devotion. In some of the texts we cite here, God tells the people when they come to worship, starting their songs and whatever, He tells them, get out of my sight. I'm weary of your noisy songs. I don't want to hear them because they mean nothing. You sing your hallelujah, hallelujah. You don't even know what you're doing. Get out of here. Your hearts are very far away from me. It's just the mere mechanical externals. I don't want your noisy songs. That's what God tells them in the Old Testament. You don't mean what you said. You just babble words and whatever. So both the Old Testament and the New Testament make clear that the true sacrifice which God seeks from His people is the gift of oneself. That is what God wants, the gift of ourselves. So what kind of a gift am I giving to God? The gift of myself. Okay? Number 1A, contrite heart. Because I have offended God and neighbor. So the way I should approach God is with a spirit of contrition. Not like the Pharisee who took his position before God. Now, taking a position is an act of pride. Okay? You take your position. God, thank you. I'm not like that guy over there. Okay? That doesn't show a contrite heart. So what God wants, number one, is a contrite heart. That's why we hear us over and over again talking about the sacrament of reconciliation. Because if I don't go to confession and I keep coming to Mass and receiving Holy Communion, it's a waste of time. I retain nothing.
Since it is the 100th anniversary of Fatima, and the 5 First Saturday devotion is really huge on confession, what do you think, Father, if our diocese would make it available that after the first Saturday Mass, confession would be available? Because in one of the churches that I go to, on Saturdays, our confessions are only Tuesdays after the Tuesday morning Mass, and also on Saturdays beginning at 3:30 prior to the 5 o'clock Vigil Mass. So,
what you're saying is very important because these occasions sometimes provide the opportunity to catechize. But such a thing would need, because it would need, like, for example, if this is from the diocese and then the bishop writes some letters, right, it needs coordination. Yes. But regardless of that, we can make it like in our individual parishes. Yeah, list some of the parishes and we do it because it's very important. Confession is very important. We are sinners. We fall short. And this is what prevents us from basically uniting ourselves more fully with the mystery of Christ. But unfortunately, confession has been belittled and made fun of and things like that. That work is not from the Holy Spirit, it's demonic. Yes. Anybody who despises confession is speaking from an evil spirit, not from the Holy Spirit. Because confession is our lifeline. It is our lifeline. But without confession, I'm dead. I'm like a walking corpse. Okay? We are dead. So we need it constantly. I mean, those words we hear, I absolve you. Absolution is to unbind. We have been bound in chains by the evil one. So let us not take it seriously. That is what God requires of us. Psalm 51, we know that Psalm very well.
Father, what do you do when you turn away? You're in line for confession. I said, I'm sorry, I don't have time. And I
Well, for me, what I do, usually when there are many people at confession, and Mass is going to begin in 3-4 minutes, I break out of the confession and tell them that I will be available after Mass.
come some other time.
Yes, I guess I'll be available after Mass. Because sometimes I give people my phone number, okay? Because it's as you see, you are the priest there, we're going to celebrate Mass. Someone walks in 5 minutes to Mass, okay? We say, okay, I can take in one more person. And then they say, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I haven't been to confession in 38 years. Okay? So what you do? So you give someone, for me, I give them my foot down, you call me and go back. Because one of the things also, people go to confession, but people don't know how to confess. So because we don't know how to examine our consciences. So there is a good website, beginningcatholic.com. They have a detailed examination of conscience which follows the 10 Commandments and the 7 precepts of the Church. Beginningcatholic.com. You can just pull your form. They have a good examination of conscience. It follows the 10 Commandments and the 7 precepts of the Church. I mean, there are some kids who enter the confessional and you get so impressed. These are kids, but the way they confess is very systematic, very clear, and you follow. You say, wow, this is.
That has to do with the catechism.
Yes, and then the adults walk in, and they've been in line for 30 minutes. They walk in and they say, Father, I don't know where to begin.
They were talking.
I don't know where to begin.
They can begin by
Yes,
going back to the back of the line.
Yes, it's a examination of conscience. So a contrite heart. Okay? A contrite heart. That is the first thing. That's the way, condition or precondition to approaching the mystery. I must acknowledge my sinfulness. That I fall short. You are all holy. I fall short, but what I need is holiness. So take away my darkness. Take away my sin so that you make me worthy of yourself. Because I can't make myself worthy of God. So that's why I must have to be attentive. It's a plea to God for mercy. At consecration, okay, over the cup, shed for many, for the forgiveness of sins. Whose sins? Over there, not me. I'm holy. Okay? My sins. It's a plea to God for our sinfulness. Okay? Number 2, what does it say? Praise and thanksgiving. Because He created us to glorify Him with our lives. So every time we offer Him praise and thanksgiving, we are fulfilling the nature of or the reason why we've been created. So at Mass during the preface we say, it is our duty, it's right and just, our duty and our salvation. What is truly right and just? What does the priest say that we respond to in that sense? The Lord be with you. Lift up your hands. Let us give thanks to the Lord our God. what is right and just? To give him thanks and praise. Why? Why is it right?
He is our
In
creator.
Spanish is different. In Spanish it says es justo y necesario. It is just and necessary.
Yes. Yes.
It is necessary to,
It's necessary.
yes.
Yeah, but in usually, basically, translation is sometimes just, okay? Why necessary? It's right and necessary, right and just. But why is it right?
This is all mine.
Yes, because He created me to glorify Him with my life. So it is the right thing to do. And why is it just?
Because we receive so much from him and at least.
Because we have the obligation to worship Him. We call that justice due God. Justice due to God. Justice due or due to neighbor. It's right and just. Okay? Two, it's truly right and just. Our duty and our salvation. Why is it our duty? Because He created us to worship Him. And why is it our salvation?
Because apart from Him, we cannot be saved.
Because whenever we give God thanks and praise and adoration and whatever, okay, which we call serving Him, we are being saved. So it is our salvation. To serve God is to be saved by Him. So when we offer praise and thanksgiving, we are serving God. And by doing so, we are being saved. So all those details are there. Right before, right, sometimes you just... Okay, so compassion and mercy shown to others. This is a very important thing. Let's refer to one text. We didn't cite it here. But we go to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 58. And we are doing that compassion and mercy shown to others. If we are not merciful, if we don't forgive, again we are wasting time to approach God. We're going to look at that theme of compassion and mercy. Very difficult. But let's look at Isaiah 58, beginning with verse 1 through 14. Okay? Here, basically in that text, the people of God, Israel, are to bring their case before God. God, we pray. This is what many of us do. We pray, we do this, but you never hear us. And God says, really? You pray? On the days you pray, this is what you do. And you call that prayer. Then He teaches them what true prayer is. Or fasting, in this sense, used as fasting. Okay, so listen attentively. Okay, Isaiah chapter 58. We didn't cite it here.
Which verse, Father? Did you say 14?
Pardon?
Verse 14?
Isaiah chapter 58, beginning with verse 1 to 14. So cry out full-throated and unsparingly. Lift up your voice like a trumpet blast. Proclaim to my people their transgressions. God telling the prophet, okay? To the house of Jacob their sins. They seek me day after day and desire to know my ways, like a nation that has done what is just and not abandoned their judgment of their God. So basically God is saying, they seek me every day, okay? And they seek to know my ways. They come to church every Sunday, or even every day. Okay? They come to church every day. Okay? As a nation that has done what is just, okay? And a nation that has not abandoned the judgment of their God. They ask of me just judgments. They desire to draw near to God. Okay? And then they bring their case before God. Why do we fast, but you do not see it? Afflict ourselves, but you take no note or notice. See, now this God answers them. See, on your first day, when you fast, you carry out your own pursuits. You drive all your laborers. See, you fast only to quarrel and fight, and to strike with a wicked fist. Do not fast as you do today. Do not fast as you do today, to make your voice heard on high. Is this the manner of fasting that I would choose, a day to afflict oneself? You bow one's head like a reed, fasting, you pretend that you're fasting. You bow one's head like a reed and lie upon sackcloth and ashes. Is this what you call a fast, a day acceptable to the Lord? Then God continues to tell them what they should do. Is this not rather the fast that I choose, releasing those bound unjustly, acting justly, untying the thongs of the yoke, setting free the oppressed, breaking off every yoke? Is it not sharing your bread with the hungry? Now listen to this and recall Matthew 25. Yeah, this is where I was hungry, I was thirsty, or whatever, and you came to my aid. So listen to this and relation to that. Is it not? Is it not sharing your bread with the hungry? Isn't that the sacrifice desire? Bringing the afflicted and the homeless into your house, clothing the naked when you see them, and not turning your back on your own flesh. If you can't be charitable like to your children, your wife, your brother, your sister, how can you be charitable to other people? Then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your wound shall quickly be healed. Your vindication shall go before you, and the glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. If you do those things, then you shall call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry for help, and he will say, Here I am. If you remove the yoke from among you, the accusing finger and the malicious speech, if you lavish your food on the hungry and satisfy the afflicted, then your light shall rise in the darkness, and your gloom shall become like midday. And then you go another. But you see, feeding the hungry is repeated. The poor, taking care of the poor, is repeated constantly. Okay? That is compassion and mercy shown to others. And God is very good. He tells us how He will judge us. I was hungry, naked, thirsty, whatever, you came to my aid, or you didn't come to my aid. So our churches exist for two things. Parishes. Number one, and what do we evangelize? The love of God. Number two, that's why we exist. And that's what the resources of the church are for. The money you give and send for this purpose. If a church is not charitable, if our parishes are not charitable, if we are not taking care of the poor, we are deceiving ourselves that we are serving God. It's utter deception. If we are not taking care of the poor, we are liars that we love God. At some churches, even the poor are turned away deliberately, systematically dismantling programs that have been there for a long time to take care of the poor. And then you stand as a priest on the pulpit and they preach about Matthew 25. Really? When Jesus shows up, not at your door, but at his own door, his house, and you tell him go away. When the poor show up at our churches, that's where they belong. This is the house of God. This is Jesus Christ who comes to us looking for bread. We say we don't want poor here, they are criminals there, whatever we want to label them. They're a problem. We are satisfied and content with talking about the poor. But when the real poor come, I don't want to deal with them.
Pope Francis, I don't know if you watched that on the other day, he visited the graves of the 2 Italian priests who had served the poor, and they were very, at the time in the early 1930s and 40s, they were ostracized because they were serving the poor, and that was in connection with the Vatican comment that, you know, it was the auditor who resigned in the Vatican because Pope Francis really wants to get to the bottom of the money, the wealth of the Vatican finances, and what is it doing to the banks when it needs to be given to the
Yeah, I think one of the things Pope Francis has brought to the fore, if we're listening, is basically our responsibility to take care of one another. The world has too much food to see that in some regions people are dying of hunger, when in other regions food is being thrown away. So we need to take care of one another. But that's a very important theme all the way from the Old Testament. If we don't take care of the poor, we are useless. St. Paul, after preaching for some years, he comes to Jerusalem to consult with Peter and the other apostles whether what he's teaching is the authentic mission Christ entrusted to the apostles. When he came, they looked at what he was preaching, they told him everything is fine. They gave him only one instruction: take care of the poor. And St. Paul says that I was already doing it, because you can't preach the gospel, which is about love, and not take care of the poor. That's the only instruction they gave him. Take care of the poor. That is the work of a priest, to take care of the poor, because it's the work of Christ to take care of the poor.
Are we supposed to take care of the poor?
Everybody.
To send them to the church.
Everybody, whenever you encounter them. Because you remember the story over the Good Samaritan story. Probably the priest and the Levite were going to Jerusalem to do some work in the temple. Probably. So they saw this man dying. They went the other way. They were going to serve their neighbor. They were going to serve the people of God. But God is telling them, I'm right here. In this man who fell prey to robbers. That's why where we get the Good Samaritan.
What about the guys on the street corner? Are we supposed to give them money, or are we supposed to give them...
Whenever you see Christ languishing, usually, I think it was St. Vincent de Paul, or St. Martin de Paul is one of the two, who said that, in our churches, when you look at the crosses we have in our churches, they are clean. They are clean, crosses and all. Jesus Christ on the way of Calvary, the cross was not clean. It was bloody, dusty, and dirty. So, whenever you see those people, dirty, whatever, that is Christ on the way of the cross. Yes. Now we have to be, wise, okay? Like if you are a woman, you don't approach people at night in a secluded place. Okay? But normally, when they're standing on the street corner, and there are some you see that, this is just somebody who is able, they're just going to take advantage. You can sense that sometimes. But there are people you see they are in need. That's why they're there.
One leg on the corner or something. He probably can't provide for himself very well, and he's probably not like the drug addict on the other corner.
Yes, so when we have something on us, I think I told you about a man who was went, I think, maybe around 8 or 7 to buy something from these fast food places. Then there was a man begging, told him he was there, he was hungry. With the son, I'm hungry. Then he drove away after getting his food, this man. But maybe 2 miles down the road, he said, what if this man really had nothing to eat? So he turned around, again, went back to the place where he met him and gave him $20. So the man said, thank you. He entered the restaurant and bought some food for himself. Then this man was watching news at night. At 10, that man who gave $20 for a meal had died, who was run over. The very same man. He died. He was run over, was hit by a car. And he died. So the man said, no, I gave him his last meal. But I almost missed that opportunity, that blessing. Because I was thinking, oh, maybe he's just taking my advantage.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
But you see, that's why we don't get into mental calculation. I look at somebody, I make a judgment right away they are in need. If I have something on me, I give it to them. If they use it to buy drugs, that's their problem. Okay, it's not my problem. Yes. Who is this saint? Is his name? Who was a soldier? You know him. I'm just forgetting him. Who took part of his military cloth? Martin, yes, Martin of Tours. Okay. He saw a man. The man was cold. Sure. So he took part of his cloth, cut part of it and dropped it around him, and he continued his way. Then at night, that man appeared to him. That I am Jesus, whom you took care of when he was cold. So when they show up, we do it. Some of us even don't want to touch the poor. I don't know where we get this mentality. We're so nervous about the poor. We are afraid of them.
Our parents scared us. They told us like they would stop us and give us drugs or something. Be careful if they scared us.
No, that's children. Yeah, children have to be, a little bit careful.
Yes.
But so that is a, compassionate mercy towards others, and upright life, and the deeds of charity, obedience to God's will. Okay. So that is the sacrifice we have to offer. We will look at that in detail next week. The glory be to the Father, to the Son, to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Thanks for coming and have a good night.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Lord. I have we have rotation.